What is up, guys? So I've got another video. It's been a decent amount of time since my last video. I just keep forgetting to record. But yeah, let's just get right into it, Okay, so let's talk about the peace treaty. So I'll just go content by content, talking about it. So first we start in Europe, which there was only really one change, which was, bam, new state in Italy, also known as Northern Italy. Yeah, I really need to update these layers, which I will do in a second. But yeah, so we got green Northern Italy. And now we come down to like Africa, and it's definitely changed. Spain got land just overall, a lot down here, a bit here, a lot here. Italy either, I think, got that or kept that. But they haven't now. And, Africa, everybody. First of all, Egypt got their first ever historical borders, just about this bit. So that's pretty cool. Northern Africa's back, and they used to just be like that. So they, doubled their land, even if it's just Sahara. And we also see that, these guys, I think that's roughly about 16 or 17 new countries there, plus anarchist state, very big. People didn't like it, but the people of the anarchist religion, I say in quotation marks, because it's kind of a religion, and also an ideology, but yeah, also, I'm just going to quickly equip this. The borders here have changed. I can't remember where it used to roughly be, but it's changed. Somalia got a bunch of land across the board. Not going to Arabia yet. But, yeah, these countries are very unstable. Africa. I know it's a continent, but let's just do Arabia real quick, because Asia is a completely different war. Somalia got a little bit there, okay, not like that, but the red team got a lot of land there, and I think they got a bit here. I don't know if they had that before, but they do now. And new green state with ugly borders, but I wanted to give them a major city, and I didn't want to make a new one, but that means brown doesn't have one. Whatever, the borders look terrible, blame past me. But yeah, we also got brown team. This is Israel. Very small. Oh, that's not the right colour. The Ottomans, the Turks, they used to be Ottomans, not just the Turks. They got, this historical land plus Cyprus. They expanded a lot. They used to have, only this. And now they've gone all of this. So that's pretty good. Green team, don't think anything changed. India, their border used to be like that. So they got a good chunk, but they did get a good chunk, but at the same time, this used to be South Chinese, now it's Mongolian. I'll do here first. Japan and Mongolia, I don't really know who won, because, Japan got this bit, but Mongolia got this bit. So just land worth, Japan won, but based on land taken, basically even. Britain got a lot. They got Borneo. I think that's the name of the island. Yeah. And also all of this bit, and a lot of, they got all of this little, tail, and a lot of the South Chinese land. This country, light blue, used to be like that. No longer exists. It was too weak, so South China took it under its wing and capitulated. Well, annexed it. But don't worry, they still got this, which It's a completely different country with a completely different culture because it was a colony. So I'm going to keep the colour the same because I don't have to replace the colour. So it's technically the same country, just it's a different country. It's the colony breaking free. And Australia, they got quite a bit. Indians colony, gone. And they also got Sulawesi, or whatever it's called. This thing. But yeah, that should be the, roughly the peace treaty, so let's just get right onto it. So yeah, 10 years have passed. Before you get into it, still, I'm gonna edit the layers. First of all, layer number 9, the religion layer. It's good, it's helpful, that's really nice to have. I don't use it, so it's deleted. Layer 8, stability. It's good, it's useful, not very helpful. I don't use it because it's really annoying to use it because I just don't want to, you know. I don't want to have to update all the countries with their stability anytime it goes down or up. If it's getting low, I'll say. If it's getting up, I'll say. No more. And number 5, trade routes. While they're still present, I also do not use them. And it's nice to know, but I don't need it. So, episode, whatever this is, will be the last episode where this will be featured. So I'm just going to zoom out, make sure my future self, if I need it, that's there. And now it's gone. Now I'm going to remove 4. And now I need to update the other layers. First of all, number 6, the alliance map. First of all, Israel is kicked out of their alliance, and this alliance is basically disbanded. No alliance. Next, this alliance, yeah, not gonna work. And by that, I mean, North Italy is out, Old Italy is in, but it was disbanded after the war. Probably. Like after the war where Italy and Germany got their butts kicked. But we're actually going to replace it with the Circle Alliance, which consists of the Turks, the Greeks, and these guys. Oops. And these guys. So they are the Balkan Alliance, despite Turkey not really being a Balkan country. But Balkan Alliance. Also, I'm now realizing I've not talked about these Viking people in a while. Just know they are still Vikings. They are still pillagers in quotes. Like, they still do Viking stuff. Just in light of all this big war that's happening, they didn't want to disturb any of the countries because they were like, get our butt kicks. We got our butts kicked. And I mean, after the war, they could have gone for Netherlands or Britain while they were repairing. But that's still a 4, or no, a 5 versus 1. Probably not the best. And also Germany, they probably wouldn't have let it slide. So Vikings are Vikings. Not doing very Viking things. Anyway, now we're actually going to see another new alliance. And it's going to be between these 3 Arabian countries. And the symbol is going to be an X. Because why not? Yeah, we have the X alliance defending against this, basically. But yeah, they're in alliance. These guys, yeah, this alliance isn't doing very good. India is still in it, but obviously Mongolia is kicked out. These guys kicked out because they're not a country anymore. These guys kicked out because they're not a country anymore. And with just Japan, South China, and India, Japan realizes that although they technically won in that war, they also lost Korea, which was good. And they don't really want to be in this alliance. So they kind of leave because nothing's going to be revealed. And so basically it's just a defensive pact between South China and India. But it exists. There's actually going to be a new alliance between Australia, which I'm just going to make a rectangle, and Japan. And this is because Japan still wants protection against Mongolia, but they don't want it from these two that are clearly not very strong. So yeah, that's the new alliance layer. Got layer 5, we have the political map. I really need to update this. So I will quickly draw in all these circles for the new countries, and then I'll get back to you. Real quickly, I forgot to mention this, but also these guys are in the alliance because they're not the same country, but they're still very similar, and you know, this won't protect them. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna start with updating the old countries, and then we're going to get on to the new countries, what their stuff is. I'm not gonna update many of the new countries, just I'm gonna say that nothing in Europe, really. Down here, we are going to see that because the monarch in the light green country doesn't really like these guys, or these guys, they're going to not be a monarchy. These guys are going to go for an oligarchy, unless theocracy. Oligarchy, where they vote in the members, and then after that becomes an oligarchy, because they don't like their monarch after what just happened. Here, these guys are an autocracy now. Now they've got a warmongering leader. Don't imagine they'd be anything else. These guys still monarch. These guys are democratic, obviously. These guys love the democracy, even if it really bit them in the foot there. And also, these guys are no longer... Actually, they can be a democracy. Democracy's fucking out for them. But yeah, now... Here... Let's go to northern Italy first. The pressure from the surrounding monarchs persuades them to become a monarchy themselves. They're a monarchy. Arabia. Brown team becomes aristocracy, seeing they're closer to these guys, and they like them better. And lighter green becomes a monarchy, because they're closer to these guys, and they like them more. Right, now we can get to these guys. First of all, monarchy. This is going to be for the countries close to Somalia, because they're, under the Somalian influence. Just going to be these four. Next. Anarchy. Whoa, that's a terrible circle. But yeah. Next, anarchy. It's going to be for anarchist country and all of the surrounding countries, because, it makes sense. They're back when you have the religion there, they are under the influence of the anarchist religion/ideology. So, anarchy. I'm just going to have it for this Rune nation. But that's the extent of where it goes. As now here, we're not going to do that yet, because we're actually going to have these guys be autocracies, because, they're close to Egypt. And then we're also going to have North Africa be a monarchy, because they're close to Greece and Turkey, relations-wise. These guys do whatever they want, and, they've gone for every way. One is autocratic, one has a monarchy, and one sets up a theocracy, because, why not? It decided to do that. But, yeah, so that's the political map. Let's go to layer 4, the capitals map. I will now give capitals to some of the new countries. I'm not giving it to all of them, because spoiler alert, some of these people are about to die. And also, it's main Sahara. I feel like those are just countries that shouldn't have capital city. But I'll give them to some of the new ones. So, first of all, northern Italy. It just makes sense to have it there. That's where their major city is. I'll have to change all of the colours. Here, gave them it there for a reason. And these guys can have it up here, close to Israel. Next, we're gonna have. Does Australia not have one? Well, Australia's has been there the whole time. So yeah. So I need to. What do I need to do? Right here. And these guys, theirs is going to be there. So, ta-da! We've got bang, bang. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. So yeah, now I'll just quickly update. To have the capital cities. Now you can get into the actual video. Let's go start with an invasion. So after 10 years of big powers, the big four, trying to stop this region from going into full-blown war, the cracks start to show as, like, the pot starts to kind of tip over, and the light green southeast Sahara, this thing I imagine, starts to invade their neighbour to the north, which is, like, this, you know. So yeah, they start to invade these guys. Let's start on capitals. No difference, but it's always nice to have. And we're actually going to go for the county layer, as the only difference is that they're going to split through the middle, separating the two counties, as they take this county for themselves. And as they slowly creep up to kill this green team, the green team surrenders, and this is like a peace treaty. Full annexation, what can I say? They need that land. They're just pure Sahara right now. They need all the land they can get. So yeah, that's pretty good. Next we see this maroon country, which let me just, oops. Like that. Political mode. They're the only anarchist country out of these four, and these three don't like that. So we're going to see that the invasion first starts with, like, this country, as they take over, as they believe it to be rightfully their land anyway, as they tried to bargain for this county, but they didn't get it. So, you know, oops. So, you know, they just keep slithering down this country. But Maroon isn't a pushover like this. They see this, and they decide to start taking back some of this land, as they actually decide to go on the offensive, as they start taking over some of that land. But as you can see here, they ever so slightly accidentally invade into these guys. That's all the reason they need. So suddenly now, they're getting invaded from here, here as well. As this is a very big, like, thing, because obviously they've been planning this invasion for a while. So Maroon has to take these forces that are up here and start pushing these guys back as they get down to this border and yet again go on the offensive, because they've decided that if they can just take out the countries before they can take them out, it's probably the best strategy. And they do a spearhead and cut these guys off from this part of their land. Now sure, they have the connector there, but once they take that back for their regular land, these guys are stuck. But back up here, we see that this distraction allows for the blue team to take back some of this land while they start trying to push back these guys. But you thought it was over, didn't you? No, actually, these guys get involved as well, because they've decided, I want a piece of that. So they also start to invade into the Maroon country, which the Maroon country really does not like, because now they're losing a lot of land without being able to actually capture a lot of it efficiently. Now, with this green team, they do manage to fight back against their forces and push them back to this kind of state before they also take their invasion forces and force them into surrendering. So the green team is now down, the blue team is up, and so is the yellow team. But seeing as their forces are stationed down here, they also just quickly, they're like, not dealing with that today. So they take out these guys, and as their main strategy has been going this whole time, they start to invade into these guys as well, quickly taking over all of this land. And this is actually really bad for the green team, because with all of this land taken, not only is their border with this country shrinking, so they can't share their armies, but it also allows for a great place to start to invade into the green team. So now the green team is really regretting getting into this war, as the blue team is having the time of their life, as they are just sweeping through, just taking all of this land, not a care in the world, because why would they? You know? And the blue team, they're defeating this country that's 1.5 times bigger than them. That's pretty good. But all good things must come to an end, as now their border is getting met with Maroon forces, as they also meet up. And the green team finally surrenders, realizing they shouldn't have gone into this war, and that's a really bad idea. Which now means, attacking from inside, as now they start to go on their own offensive, just taking over all of this land and taking back their original claims over here. And the blue team's like, well, that's not very good. But they don't really care. They're also going to go on the offensive, as they just keep taking over this land. They don't bother to stop the Maroon forces. They're keeping the green team. They just keep taking the north of Maroon. As these forces down south realize they got to hurry this up, and they do. They make this team fold as well. So now they've taken these guys out, and it's the full Maroon army against the full blue team army, which, I'm just going to draw a line there. Bam. Yeah, it doesn't go well for them, as they lose a lot of their land there, including this. As they also lose, I'd say, a county. As they also lose one of their counties, being this one, and actually a bit over. And with that, the blue team agrees to sign a peace deal, as we look into a peace treaty. So in this peace treaty, we see that this entire team is gone to Maroon. So is this entire team. I can't remember how they looked. They're gone, yellow and green. And the blue and Maroon team trade counties, as Maroon gets this county and blue gets this county. Should I give the anarchist country a capital? No, it's not. Well, on the anarchist country will not have a capital. Their capital is here, because that's where they originated. So, yeah, anarchists have a capital, which proves they are the best off nation here. Because they have a proper past and stuff. But, so, yeah. That war is ended, and, just like that, we go over to here. And if we go on the alliance map, which I believe is on layer 5, nope. which on layer 6. The X alliance spans across these 3 nations, but not the Green Team. And this is all red. Arabia really needs to justify a war. So they're like, hey, we don't like you. They don't give a reason why, but it's like, we don't like you, we're invading you now. And so they begin to invade, pretty standard procedure. They invade, they start taking land, and, as you would expect, they take the capital. Green surrenders, and will look at peace treaty. Yeah, if you said Civilisation as the consequence on your bingo card, set that right, because they fully annex them. And not looking very good for the brown team, so they quickly submit their application, and they're quickly accepted into the X alliance, or cross alliance, so that Red Arabia could not attack them. So yeah, that's pretty good. And finally, for the final war, we're going to see the anarchists invade Green Northwest Sahara. Wow, that was quick. Yeah, just like that, they're gone. Anarchists just take them over. They're fully annexed. And with that, we almost end the video. That's right, we got one last thing. And this last thing is that the Turks join with the Greeks. That's right. Like the old union they once had, now reformed. Greek capital is no longer a capital. As we see, the return of the Ottomans, but it's not the Ottomans, they're under the new name, as we now see the formation of Byzantium. If you enjoyed that video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff that helps out creators like me, and goodbye.